right? It is the grand finale now, right? On my up and over rig. For the last couple of years, right, I've been trying to promote the up and over rig, right? Since I started fishing that river and started using it and catching tons of fish on it, right? I started promoting the fuck out, because I was posting my catches on the socials, and the rig was all the time. It was up and over rig. I caught my £10 bass up and over rig, personal best, fish of a lifetime, right? Up and over rig. I've had tons of other bass on up and over rigs, and congers in that river, right? I haven't had any flatties because I always use big baits on this rig. Yeah, this is my big bait rig. You know what I mean? When I'm fishing, I've got my bass rod with flapper rig and worm on, and then I use a bigger bait with this, right? With this type of rig, yeah, on a bigger rod, yeah. You know what I mean? So casting out big baits can be a problem, and it has been a problem, and people experience it all the time. Gemini came up with a splashdown solo, right? Try and keep the bait clipped in, right? If you use it, or the dongle was another one. That's another good one to stop you to cast out big baits. To stop it in clipping, because there's a ring right on the bottom into the clip, so there's a different connection, different dynamics for the tension and stuff, right? And the centre of gravity, the bait and everything. And then just recently now, right, I've noticed someone using a ring like I've shown in that video, and this is the rig I've been using today, right? I've been out and I've tested it, right, and it's fucking banging. So it's absolutely banging. What I've done with this one, like, I've used £80 and £80 rig body, right, and I've got £25 Maxima Chameleon there. Clip it. So the Chameleon's there, down to the ring, bosh, and then you've got your panel set up. Now, putting big baits on the panel and getting it clipped down when you're using like half a joey or something like that can be a bit of a pain in the arse, right? Because it'll unclip if you're using big baits, and that becomes a problem when you want to cast distance, yeah? Because your aerodynamics office, you might as well just cast an umbrella out there, do you know what I mean? You're not going to get no distance. But like this, with this ring, where it is there, absolutely, I can't. This is like a eureka moment, right? Because I've been casting out whiting heads on this today, right? I knew it was gone. It was just boom out there, right? It was cast out. The state, and I practiced cast it first, with no bait, cast sheave. It deployed nicely, cast out beautifully, reeled in fine, right, and then I put a bait on it, cast that out, it was alright, and then I upped the baits, so in the end I was using like whiting heads that are about that big. So I mean, like that's them size baits, chunky bait, and it was gone. So if you're into making rigs, right, and you've been following the way I make my rigs, right, this is the evolution of my up and over rig. And this hasn't worked yet. I've only used it once for a couple of hours in the river there, like, but it will work. I know it will. Conditions were right in the river today. Things were a bit off. If you I've fished that place enough to know when it's off. Do you know what I mean? Especially after all that rain we've had. So, yeah, right. Honestly, the way this cast out, right, with that ring there, it just stayed clipped in, and it went, and it was no problem. And it was gone. and it just deployed every time it came back in like that, perfect. Because you don't have to worry about it not unclipping on the top there either, because it'll undo every single time. Got to keep it back. You got to keep. So the measurements come in like I'll get to the details again, like but that's basically, see where the ring is there. You want to about the same length, and then your hook length just a little bit shorter than that chameleon bit there, and then just to keep it tidy, because you know it might look untidy like, but it's, you know what I mean, with the line that's not creating hardly any resistance when you're casting at all. Like there's that much weight pulling through the air, like, and you know what I mean, it's going. It's really banging. There you go. Evolution, baby. And that is a revolution. That little ring there. There you go. Right. So I caught something. Right, peace.